Coins tell stories from the very deepest, oldest currents of the human imagination. This coin here tells a story about balance, cosmic order, and the magnificent creatures who, as the legends go, hold the universe in check. We're traveling today far across the Pacific, down under the equator to the city of Perth. Yes, that's in Australia, and yes, Perth is one of the best mints in the entire world. For 125 years, it has been stamping history, legend, and myth onto metal. And in 2024, this coin was created. It's not just bullion, folks. It's a portal, a window into the fundamental laws of Chinese cosmology. We talk today about the really five guardians. We have four cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. Simple enough, but in ancient China, they didn't just mark the directions, they personified them. They gave each direction a soul, purpose, and a spectacular or terrifying form. Imagine just standing at the center of the world around you. Four magnificent deities stand sentinel. In the east, you have the azure dragon, the embodiment of the rising sun, the spirit of spring. His element is wood, symbolizing growth, life, and the relentless upward momentum of nature. When you see this dragon, you will see the force that tears the water apart and brings forth the bloom. Facing south, burning bright, is the vermilion bird, not a pheasant, not a sparrow, but an eternal phoenix, most often seen in flame in Western civilization, but oftentimes it was not seen that way in the East. He's the heart of summer, the peak of heat, and the essence of fire. He oversees prosperity and knowledge. To the west, stalking silent and strong, is the white tiger. He represents the descent of the sun and the harvest of autumn, and the raw, unyielding nature of metal. The tiger is a fierce defender, a protector in battle, and a symbol of military prowess. His job is to ward off evil and ensure the harvest can be collected. And finally, we go north, where the long shadows of winter fall, and you'll find the black tortoise, but he's never alone. Entwined around the tortoise, binding him to the earth and water, is a powerful snake. Together, they embody winter, the deep reservoirs of wisdom and the elements of water. They are symbols of longevity, stability, and enduring patience. For many, these aren't just characters from a storybook. These are operating systems for a civilization. The four guardians define the seasons, they guide architectural alignments in feng shui, and they ensure harmony in the home and temple, and are even invoked in Taoist and Buddhist traditions to protect against evil spirits and maintain the cosmic order. This is 1 full ounce of 4 nines silver. On this reverse, the Perth Mint has masterfully entwined all four: the dragon, the bird, the tiger, and the tortoise with a serpentine companion and swirling symphony of cosmic energy. It is an image of perfect dynamic tension, all four voices balancing one another, holding the universe static just for a moment. And while you're looking at that reverse, you'll notice right here the detail P125 mint mark. That is the Perth Mint telling us that this year, 2024, they are celebrating the 125th anniversary of this mint. A century and a quarter of stamping quality, making currency that is not only valid in the marketplace, but valuable in the museum. On the obverse, here, we acknowledge the legal foundation with the stately Dan Thorne effigy of His Majesty King Charles III confirming the coin's status as Australian legal tender. This coin tells stories from ancient Chinese temples to the banks of the Swan River, and possibly will carry those traditions to your own collection. But is it right for you? Well, let's place it on our 60-point scale to find out. Let's go ahead and start here on the obverse. As mentioned, is the classical pose of His Majesty King Charles, brought by the amazing artist Dan Thorne. We have this image on so many coins coming from Perth. As has been tradition, it is flawlessly executed. I always wish the themes were carried from the obverse to the reverse, or from the reverse to the obverse. It would be cool to have the clouds, let's say, of the reverse carried to the background of the obverse, but I'm not privy to what has to be done to be true for these coins to pass inspection. It is well done, regardless of that, though it could be argued that it's rather bland at the same time, so I scored an 8, which brings us to the start of the show, the reverse. Simply put, the coin portrays the 4 mythical guardians on the background imagery comprising mountaintops and clouds. Phoenix, or the vermilion bird, symbol of the south, summer, and fire. We have the white tiger, the symbol of the west, autumn, and metal. The tortoise with snake, symbol of the north, winter, and water. And dragon, which is symbol of east, spring, and wood. We've talked about the symbolism at length, but is it well designed? The designer Wade Robinson, in my mind, has done a solid depiction. I'm sure he spent many hours trying to figure out how on earth he was going to balance 5 separate creatures onto a coin without making it overcrowded or busy. And honestly, I think he kind of nailed it. The animals intertwine with each other, none claiming position over another. The field has remnants of mountains and clouds, which in my observation remind us that these are more celestial bodies than we often consider, as we have to look up to enjoy them. I really enjoy the scene, and I bet that this only gets better on a 5-ounce or kilo variety. The P125 privy is also a nice touch, reminding us that this coin celebrates the 125th anniversary of the Perth Mint. It scores a 10. Mintage is our next category, and as often the case, the Perth Mint only strikes 25,000 of these coins, which might be my favorite number when it comes to mintage, as it often means within 6 months, if you desire one of these, you can find a way to get one, at least in American markets. After this period, it becomes increasingly hard, which usually can affect long-term desirability. I score an 8. We now fly to cultural significance, which is an interesting place to understand. The theme depicted on this coin is uniquely Asian and more specifically Chinese in origin. Some other nations in the area understand and may independently practice some of the themes of feng shui, but it is generally considered a Chinese philosophy. This being said, my research indicates within the Australian demographics that there are about 20% of the population that has some fashion of Asian or Pacific Island descent, but only about 5 to 7% of the populace are Chinese. Having talked recently with a World Mint representative, I have come to learn that Perth and many other World Mints want to have consumers in the Chinese market and want to have themes for the coin shows such as the recent one in Beijing, and therefore cater a percentage of their designs to Asian themes. This coin seems to be in line with that strategy. That being said, though it is not invoking much in terms of Australian heritage or culture, it is at least beautiful. I scored a 3 for cultural significance. Now we travel to collectibility. This coin has a beautiful design and a low mintage, and we talked about the desirable theme from the most populous nation in the world. It also has the privy mark of sorts and the P125 designation. I therefore score it a 10. Uniqueness is our last category for grading. I have seen this theme once before, but it's in a series where each animal is depicted on a coin, but this is the only time I've seen all of them together. It is a great depiction in bullion form, and I think the design is quite unique. I scored a 10, bringing us to our final thoughts and score. The Guardians protect their integrity, but fall short of the elite status, scoring a 49 out of 60. The only factor that really hindered this coin was the Perth Mint creating a coin for heritage outside of its own nation, which is a business decision that I can understand, but I cannot in good faith connect the two. It's still a fabulous coin and worthy of many collections. I imagine it is not at the top of many lists, but would be welcomed to most collectors if the right opportunity were presented. Thank you as always for your support, and please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.